How to become successful in crypto. Now guys and girls, before I start off this video, just a quick disclaimer. I don't consider myself successful in relative to my friends. I think I'm building a good foundation for myself to strive towards the goals that I want to achieve, but I don't find myself at the point where I want to be at in the next few years. However, that said, I think I'm building a strong foundation, and I have been in this space for almost the past 5 years. So I think I can give you some tips and some tricks on how to make it, or how to build a solid foundation, keep that consistency, and then become very successful down the line with this industry. And the first thing that I will tell you is, I think crypto conferences are the best way to immerse yourself in the industry and meet the right people. Quite ironically, I'm actually on the way to Singapore, so I'm flying from Dubai to Singapore to attend Token 2049. I've been going to this event for literally the past 4 years straight, and I've had a fantastic time every single time I go. Granted, these conferences are hectic, so much happens, but the amount of people you meet is insane. Like, I've seen influencers that I looked up to and I still look up to just walking around the venue. And I would go up to them and say hi and introduce myself. And believe it or not, that led to so many doors opening. That's why I met Carl, that's why I met Da Vinci. And those guys are my, greatest friends. It's just incredible how many doors can open for you when you go to these crypto conferences. And Token 2049 is an example, is one of those perfect conferences where there's so many people. Singapore as a city is a fantastic city. The food culture is great. I love Singapore as a whole. So going to conferences will give you the network, will allow you to meet the right amount of people, and give you opportunities to, let's say, start working in crypto or start working for someone, building experience, get opportunities to invest into projects, etc., etc. So conferences, I would say, is a fantastic way to start off and a fantastic way to meet people, which will unlock doors for you. Crypto is a small industry and everybody knows everyone. So when you go to these conferences, you just need to try and get into that circle. Okay, number 2 is consistency and understanding the market cycles. Crypto moves in 4-year cycles. We follow something called global liquidity. The more money that's printed across the world, the less valuable the dollar becomes, and therefore risk-on assets and things like Bitcoin, they appreciate in value. So actually, if you want to look at the price of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin stays stagnant. It's actually the value of the dollar that's dropping and the value of Bitcoin remaining the same. 1 Bitcoin always equals 1 Bitcoin. Because the value of the dollar is dropping, it appears as though the price of Bitcoin is going up. But in theory, it's just the value of the dollar is losing its value and Bitcoin is protecting its value. So understanding that concept will allow you to make sure that you take profits in Bitcoin. Bitcoin becomes your reserve currency. When you take profits from your altcoins, when you sell stuff to take a profit, you take profits in Bitcoin, not the dollar. This year alone, the dollar has lost 10% of its value. So if you had $1 million cash, in just 9 months, you would have lost $100,000. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has gone up by almost 30 to 40%. So put that into context. Make Bitcoin your money. When you take profits in Bitcoin. Also, tip number 3, you need to understand the power of compound interest. The most powerful law in the universe, as quoted by Albert Einstein, is the theory and the law of compound interest. If you were to buy $10 of Bitcoin every single day, starting today for the next 10 years, assuming that Bitcoin has only a 25% per year average appreciation, with $10 a day of buying and not selling and hodling, in 10 years' time you're going to become a multimillionaire. Which is quite incredible when you think about it. It's all based off of compound interest. The more you do something on a frequent basis, every single day, not stopping, your rewards from being very stagnant for some time just suddenly start to go parabolic. And this is not just for investing, this is in anything that you do. In business, in your work, in gym, your results are going to be stagnant, and then out of nowhere, you're going to go parabolic. And that will happen most likely to your Bitcoin holdings if you're able to buy without selling and hodling for the next 10 to 15 years. What other tips do I have? Well, Another tip to have is to keep in the back of your mind is not getting greedy. Greed is terrible. I think greed arguably is even worse than fear because we're about to approach into altcoin season. Believe it or not, it's going to happen. All of us are going to experience greed. We're all going to say, but I wish, we can keep our crypto for longer and it's all going to go up. Why should we sell? No, that's not the right thing to do. You should always take profits. I'm going to take profits this cycle into real estate. I'm going to buy maybe more watches. I'm going to do more cool experiences. I have to take profits. I have to diversify. Because if I don't, then your profits only remain as numbers on a screen. That's it. You need to become rich on paper. You need to have assets that provide you passive income to survive the bear market. That's something that I didn't do in the previous cycle. So I will be investing into real estate. I'm going to be buying more precious metals. I'm going to be buying more physical, tangible things. And I will invest into having a good time because you never know what's going to happen. And our memories are the only things that goes with us. So that's something that I'm going to be doing. But apart from that, I don't have much more to say. Just make sure that you're immersed. If crypto is the thing that you do full time, immerse yourself in the space 24/7. I'm pretty much on Twitter like 12 hours a day. And that's the only way to keep track of things that are happening. And of course, make sure to follow this channel and subscribe and destroy the notification bell because I update you on a daily basis whenever something important happens in crypto. And by watching these videos, you'll basically get the gist of what's happening and how to position yourself in an accurate way. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'm heading to Token 2049. If you are in Singapore, then let me know. Let me know in the chats, and I'm sure I'll bump into some of you guys at the conference itself. So guys, take care, and as always, bye bye.